It's unfortunate. It's janky, but
Hey, this is what you guys get for Patreon Patreon support.
yeah,
You
get
know,
ready for the.
I, I think Greg needs more Patreon support for tech support, man. He needs like that was a Geek Squad membership.
Ah. All right. Well, anyways, we'll cut a bunch there. We'll cut a ton of stuff. This might look like crap. It might not, but we'll see what happens. We
Yeah.
will see what happens throughout of it. But the news with VGA is they are introducing a brand new seal grade, a brand new scale, sorry, a brand new grading scale that they're going to roll out in January. So there is the big chart here. We'll just read through what everything means in case you guys didn't see it yet. For anyone, let me just make it a little bit bigger here, make the text a little bit bigger. CGA is making a grade equivalency chart, so that's at the bottom. We'll go into this later. This is its own can of worms, whatever you want to say about it. But this is the new unified grade option. You're getting this alongside the standard. So what they're doing now, standard is always going to be the exact same as it is. This is an option you can choose if you wish to. So don't freak out too much, right? Don't freak out too much just yet. But what it's going to be is numerical using the 9.4, the 9.6, the 9.7, 9.8, whatever it is, as well as introducing subgrades. So subgrades are going to be on everything moving forward, whether you want them or not. That is standard and unified scale, which is genuinely a good thing. We'll start with everything good before we, start railing on anything with VGA.
No, first of all, they already had this with action figures and VHS and basically everything else that they graded. For some
The
reason,
subgrades are
VGA
the two
just
scales.
yeah, the subgrades. They never had like it. I think basically in general everything makes sense with what they're doing for like this new update, except for the two scales. So that's just the TLDR, in my opinion.
Complete in-box games are going to be introduced. That's a good thing.
Makes sense. Makes
Good thing. You
sense.
finally get
That
CIB
makes
grading.
sense. Yes.
Qualified, the wording is going away. There will be unused inbox and complete inbox that exist side by side to each other. So that
Okay.
is going to be,
Sure.
yeah, sure, right? Cool,
Sure.
if you say
Fine.
so. The subgrades, like you say, VHS already has them. Video games should have had them a long, long, long time ago, in my opinion. It makes
Action
no
figures
reason.
had them.
Yeah,
Action figures
action
had them.
figures had them. Should have had that a
Yep.
long time ago. That is just more transparency
Exactly.
for everything. And you don't think any of this is bad.
Except for one really big thing.
Yeah,
But
just
everything
wait.
else
I
makes
think
sense.
it has a lot of bad implication depending on how this all happens.
Yeah.
With where it might lead to and what we're seeing. Like someone in the chat already. The articles got liquidated by Diamond. They need cash flow. I do agree, right? They're introducing new things to hope to incite new submissions. I think that's very easy to say. I think that is what this is.
Yeah. Totally agree. I mean, like, I listen to a lot of like sports card shows and all that stuff. Like, people literally said that they had to explain what a Beckett 9.5 is. And then, like, you would think it's like simple enough, like, oh, it's in between a 9 and a 10. But no, people have to explain what a 9.5 is on a 1 to 10 scale when there's 8 fives and all that stuff. So imagine trying to explain to someone, hey, instead of 9.8, 9.4, 9.2, there's 95 and 95 plus and 90. Like, new people are just not going to understand it. And I think basically what VJ is trying to do is they're trying to get new subs to come in, right? Everyone who already grades with VJ, they're going to grade with VJ already. That's not going to change. But they're trying to get new people to come in and use basic the standard grading practices, which is 9.8, I guess 9.9, 9.7, whatever. Like it's that decimal point system that out of 10 that they're trying to use to get more people to come in because that's what people are used to. So in a way, I think they're almost admitting that their grading scale is a little bit obsolete.
That's almost what I fear here right off the rip. It's like, is this change showing that VGA no longer has confidence in what VGA does? Which, call me crazy, right? This adding subgrades, changing the scale to be a more unified comic book style thing, whatever you want to say. It all feels to me like this is taking place 5 years too late, 7 years too late. Do you know what I mean? VGA chose to dig their heels in throughout all of the COVID bubble, throughout all of the market share they lost through PSA joining WATA Games, CGC joining as well. I just don't understand why. Now, I guess I do understand if they, if it truly has to do with revenue, bankrupt, what the hell are we doing out here? I do understand them finally trying to make a change, but it almost feels, who is it for? Who is it for?
It's for the company. It's not. It's clearly not for old school VJ. If I was an old school VJ collector, I'd be so pissed. And people are like,
people are. That's all I've seen.
Like, yeah, it's like on IG, people are like, oh no, a VJ 100's a WATA 11, right? And then they literally made it like WATA 11, WATA 10 point whatever. It's like, and okay, people like us, we understand that the VJ 100 is really, really nice. It's probably nicer than PSA as you see 10A++, right? Because they go super hard on the seal. We get that. But if they're trying to bring in new people with this, with this scale, people are not going to know that. All they're going to know is that big number, right? That one big number. So everything that all these old school VJ collectors saying like, oh, the seal matters. You make it A++ is like diminishing the value of the seal. Well, your company's literally just doing that right now. And even worse. In even worse fashion, because it's just one big number. They don't have they separate out the seal grade on the bottom, but they're literally just condensing all into one number. And I'd be really pissed off if I was a old school VJ collector. But they're clearly not doing it for that, right?
The biggest thing, right? Everyone's gonna be pissed off is because now it's showing here with their scale. This is published to the VGA website. This is what they are telling you, that an 85 plus is now the equivalent of a 9.4. For all you guys who love 90s, for all you guys think that's the pinnacle of collecting, that is now, by VGA's words, a 9.6. Which I think we can all agree, everyone in this hobby, everyone who's done anything in this hobby, that a VGA 90 is not equivalent to any existing, the existing standards that exist of what a 9.6 is. I think most people would agree a 95 is nicer than 9.8. That's what people were arguing about on Instagram there. Oh, well, now, a CGC 9.8, well, now we have a VGA 95. They're the same. What do you guys mean? Same as.
But this is the counterpoint, right? Now people are going to be like, wait, a VGA 9.8 is different than a CGC 9.8 or a CGC 9.9 or a PSA 9.8. It just gets even more confusing. And then if you try to explain it to people like that, they're just not going to know. If you're ever going to get new entrants, they're just going to look at that one big number. They're like, what do you mean? It's just a 9.8, right? They're just going to take it as fact. So, yeah, I mean, obviously the company is not doing it for the old school collectors. I imagine, no one likes that. They're trying to get new people to come in. And if that's what they're trying to do, I think it's a smart thing for them to do, even though there's a lot of outrage going on, right? Because we could just always point back to CGC, how they changed their card grade. They had a 9.5. They got rid of that crap. Everyone's 9.5s basically got bumped up to a 10.
Yep.
Right. So devalued everyone who bought CGC 10s before. People were completely pissed off, and now they're the number 2 grader out there.
Yes, and right. It worked with CGC that they changed their scale and it went up and everything. But with VGA changing to the more established scale, right? You already have people now in this hobby. We already have a problem with new people coming into this hobby. I think we both agree with that. I think most people in the hobby would agree with that. We don't have a lot of expansion here. So we have people now who love VGA. They love what they are, whatever. Maybe you call it dated. Maybe you call it what it is. Even on the frickin' podcast we just did 3 days ago, we commended them for the consistency of what they've been doing for 15 years. VGA is good at being VGA. It's what they had going for them. But now with this rollout of a new scale, it's like, okay, if someone wants to grade with VGA, how are they even finding these new customers? And anyone who wants a unified scale, a 9.2, a 9.4, anyone who wants that kind of grading scale, they already have 2 massive companies that exist that offer this exact scale. That will also give you higher grades on your stuff in general. Because the scale here, VGA 90 is 9.6. How many people are going to start submitting to VGA when everything they send is a 9.0 to 9.4? Here's a 9.6 for you because you had the nicest copy that exists. I just don't understand where this offers any kind of a competitive advantage, a differentiation, anything to separate VGA from the existing company, and rather it makes VGA look like the existing competition with nothing else to offer instead. Like, hey, oh wow, they're good, so also use us. We're just like those guys.
But you know what happens?
It doesn't feel like a marketing plan to me.
Grading gets easier when they change the grade. That's what happened to CGC. All 9.5s became 10s, right? PSA is the leader in cards because PSA 10 is not the pinnacle of grades. Everyone should know that, right? The Black Label is, or like BGS 10s are. But, there's a reason why Beckett only grades 50K cards and were just bought out by collectors when, PSA grades 2 million cards a month. So,
no, is VGA heading to buyout? Is that where we're heading with that?
I mean, at this point, okay, here's the thing. I think Gino made a good point, right? They literally just got like Diamond went bankrupt. Tom Derby and friends.
So the original
they probably have to leverage up.
Yeah, is now back with VGA. The original is like the AFA founder, like it's the OG
AFA founder. Yes, I think he had to. I assume like most people will buy out these companies, buy the companies they leverage up to the tits to buy, right? So they have a lot of debt. And they need to find ways to, either cut corners and raise revenue to pay off the acquisition cost. So I feel like that's probably the only reason why that they're trying this. And if they're trying to expand the market, I don't think this is the worst thing to do. Like, all right, here's the thing. Here's the real question. So old school VJ collectors are mad. Do you think they're still going to grade with anyone else?
If something changes about the standards ever, yes. As it stands, no. The VGA people will use VGA. I agree with you. They're gonna they're VGA ride or die.
Because the standard grade set still exists, right?
Yep.
But obviously, I don't know what you think, but I think that's untenable. I don't think it's possible to have two grading standards from one company and for it to last for a really long time, right?
It makes no sense. So, I agree with you. It has to be a trial and rollout. People are talking about
one inherently devalues the other one.
Yep.
Right.
The new one devalues the old one.
Yes. And for them to come out with this scale already, even if they roll stuff back, people are going to be using this chart for a really, really long time. Just like how people were using Jonas's chart from way back, like 7 years ago when those grading standards were completely different. Right?
Yep.
So this is out there. It's not good for old school VJ collectors, I feel like.
VGA will compete on either pricing or faster turnaround times. Right now, it's all the same. They don't have better prices. They don't have better turnaround time. I highly doubt they're going to cut prices in the next year.
Unless if they loosen up their grading standard. And I think that's one thing that people aren't talking about.
Sure. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room then with the unified scale. And if people want to move to a 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, is this the beginning of the end of VGA being the tightest grading company? PSA has changed their standards. You talked about CGC changing their standards. Beckett was going to change their standards until there was so much blowback that they literally said, just kidding. Is this the start now of VGA? Because like I said, I don't think you can have a grading company using a scale where 9.6 is the best you can ever hope for. You have to slide things upwards. You have to have grades that can be hit.
Yeah, I don't think they're dumb. I don't think they're like, oh yeah, let's just give out a bunch of 9.6s, and then that's literally the pinnacle of what you could get. Like all these old school NES guys on VJ 90 is the best you can get. It's a 9.6. It feels bad. It feels terrible, right? So, I think if they're gonna go full in on this unified grade rollout, people are gonna get 9.8s, and then the question is, then can you go from a 9.8 to a 95? Because it's just such a mess. It's such a legacy problem. But if you want to expand your potential new entrants to grading with you guys, this is something that you got to do, unfortunately.
And I think that is the fear that opens up with some people. Why? Sorry, what, Trevor? Before 90 was the pinnacle, why would that change for 9.6? 90 at least is like you're talking about a scale that they had on their own with 90, 85, 95. You're not comparing them against anything. That is
Yep.
why 90 could be the standard or the gold, the best of, right? But every single person across every single hobby knows 9.6 is not good. Or they know it's not the best. Sorry. That at bare minimum, there's a 9.8. At bare minimum, there's a 10. At bare minimum, there's a 9.9. VGA had their own scale, which gave them, in my opinion, the leeway to have 90 be so tough, for 95 to be this pinnacle thing, because they aren't being
Yep.
compared one to one against everything, anything. But now everyone is going to do the cross parallel analysis across the companies. So, okay, maybe in 3 years we all learn, like, oh, a VGA 9.6 is actually a CGC 9.9. I don't think VGA would survive long enough for everyone to learn that. I think that
If
would
I
just
want to get,
cease to exist.
if it's impossible to get 9.6 and all you get is 9.4s, no one's gonna use them.
That
So
that's
yeah, they're dipping their toes now. Maybe there's gonna be enough blowback, and they're just gonna do the Beckett thing, and then they're just gonna keep dwindling their base, sort of like how Beckett has. It's just gonna be the same people who grade with VJ. They're still gonna grade with VJ. It doesn't matter, right? But they're not expanding their customer potential. So yeah, it's either damned if you do, damned if you don't. I feel like.
it is. I just fear that this is a big announcement and big news by VGA that, okay, we're going to try and capture new people, in my opinion, that don't exist. We're going to piss off everyone who already uses VGA. And in the end, we're going to be worse off than had VGA. Like, we started off there with a bunch of good things that they're doing.
But are you? Do you actually think they're gonna be worse off? I think everyone who grades with VGA is still gonna grade with VGA.
I mean,
I think their customer base is strong enough yeah, they're pissed off, but what are you gonna do? Grade with PSA now or grade with CGC now? I don't think
yes.
so.
Yeah, like you have really, really, really,
Okay.
really good options that exist, in my opinion, against VGA. Where if
Yeah,
VGA
but then
finally does something to break their scale or lose your trust, that's what VGA had going for them. No controversies, no BS. They're starting up some
okay.
BS, dude.
And if they ever were to do something like this, now is a good time to do it. You know why? Because it is still a sleepy hobby. No one new is coming in. No one's coming into this like the only people who care about this is just you and your Discord, basically, right? There's no new people coming in, so there's no better time to do it than now. Yeah, you're gonna anger some people, but I don't see that many people just all of a sudden, oh, now it's time to cross all my stuff to PSA or CGC. They're VJ lifers.
Someone just said in the chat there, PSA sucks. Following the shitty leader is stupid. I don't think VGA personally, like I get it, right? They want new acquisition, new people and stuff. I think VGA, with everything they're rolling out, we're going to introduce subgrades, 85 plus 85 subgrades, whatever it is. We're doing CIB grading. The more information on the label for 2026. These are all really good things where I think it now gets kind of overshadowed by this unified grading thing, this new scale rollout, where if they would have just pushed everything that makes VGA really good, we have the tightest grading, the most accurate stuff, authentication, like try us out, sick of CG. You know what I mean? CGC and PSA are just riddled with controversy. Grade with VGA. Here's our scale. Heaven forbid they put out an educational piece actually explaining how they grade and how their scale works. Heaven forbid they try to educate people about what they actually do good.
Okay, you know what? Beyond I just thought about this. Beyond the whole grading scale being
Where are
different.
you going?
Beyond the whole grading scale being different. Um, I think besides people who are hardcore VJ people, I think VJ scares off new people because they realize how hard it is actually to grade with them. So I feel like just having this unified scale come out, it has to coincide with them loosening up. Like, how hard is it to get a 90 on a
It's
cardboard? Everyone
impossible.
says it's literally impossible. Like,
It's
near
impossible.
impossible. Right.
You're not going to buy
So,
something raw off eBay today. If you're buying something raw off
yeah.
eBay, your odds of a 90 are very, very, very low. Is
Yeah,
that?
hard case or anything. Yeah. That makes a lot of people not great with them. Right? Beyond what the scale is, like if you could get a 90, then I think more people would grade with them. But it feels a lot better to get a 9.8 from CGC or PSA. So
Of course.
with this change, I think it has to coincide with you have the option to get a 9.8 as well.
Well, so to Monty saying there, I think he was the one in Discord, it's a soft rollout before they ultimately do remove one of the scales and adopt either the new one, or you get so much blowback that they, pretend this never even happened. But again, to another point there, if they are vying for buyout, if that is the actual goal, they introduce the 9.2, hey, look, we're just as cool as CGC, whatever it is, and you try to get acquired by one of the companies. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I always thought that when CJ, the parent company, was being, basically sold off for parts, I thought that, either it was going to be collectors or even CGC buying them out, because not only
I
do
did
they
too.
have,
I thought that was it.
like customized acrylic like opportunities, because there are huge sections of the market that PSA CGC can't cater to, like big boxes, consoles, all that stuff. You have to agree with VGA, and that's a definite competitive advantage. But beyond that, they also have this action figure division that's like just the market leader, and apparently action figures are doing quite well too. So it sort of made sense that one of those companies would buy them out. But I guess Tom Derby just paid a lot more. I would assume that CGC and collectors was a part of it, but they
They
probably
had
just
to have
got out
made
of
an
it.
offer.
They had to have it.
Had to have.
Had
Jeff
to.
Mack is saying VGA just earned my business when I'm ready to submit with unified grading label option. I doubt I am alone.
There you go. There you
Hey,
go. See, they are the quiet people. They're not coming out to talk, but like, hey, this sort of looks the same. The cases are nicer, right? Like,
they're crystal
some people
clear.
say,
It's always been
yeah,
good.
they're crystal clear. It looks really nice. It's nice and slim. Like, look at those two examples. They look great.
I am curious
And
then. Are you happy, Jeff Mack? Are you happy with the new label as well? Like you're getting a new label with that. That's new font. That's new. There's pink on the left hand side. It's this new label or the new grading scale does coincide with the new label that does look more akin to AFA action figure grading than it does with the existing. This isn't too bad. It's still an option, hopefully for long, so long as it remains an option. But again, it's like
it's not going to last long.
it
It
won't be
can't.
an option forever. You running
For
two
long. It
scales
can't
makes
be for
no
long.
sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Just make the 100 equal 11. Everything else is fine. Yeah, that's the biggest issue with the.
What the hell's the VJ 11?
That's the biggest issue with the
Right?
unified scale. Is it just doesn't legacy VGA users get shafted when a 95 is equivalent to 98 or 9.8 and 9.8 across every other company is nowhere near a 95.
You know what they should do? They should do VJ 100 is a 10, right? And then they should do 95 plus is a 9.99, and then they should do 95 is a 9.95, or just go the extra decimal. Maybe that'll make it better.
There
Maybe.
is not a benefit to
Probably
this
not.
change, even if the new scale isn't desired. We get sealed grades now. It was nuts not to get the info before. Yes, like that. That's why I'm pushing that emphasis though. That like they didn't need to do this unified grade rollout. Just call it too much all at once. This was the this took place at 10 p.m. Eastern last night. Which the intern there, you probably saw Henry. Someone said they deleted it because there was a typo. Was the typo that they put PM instead of AM for the announcement? Because that made no sense last night.
I don't think there was a typo. Yo, Larry put it on Google
I
Gemini. He
know.
said there,
I
he said there
know.
was no typo. That's what he said.
I
Yeah.
know. No, it says there's a 9.7 grade. Your 90 pluses are 9.7s, which again, right to the point of 90 plus versus every other scale. A 9 plus or 90 plus is what? Your 9.8 with chance of a 10. Now they're saying it's a 9.7, which is, comparatively worse than your CGC
Yeah.
and PSA.
I mean,
I have to
I
assume
think
they're actually
another
going to
thing
give
to
9.7.
I think
Go ahead.
another thing to sort of talk about is, I mean, everyone assumes VJ 90 is just like the pinnacle, but for certain consoles, VGA 90s are not that great.
Don't
Like
say it. Don't say it
Genesis.
out loud.
Like
Don't say it out
Genesis.
loud.
No, no, bro. I'm just saying, like, there are two corner pokes, the giant corner pokes on a VJ 90. Like, I just
I know.
assumed it was gonna be good, and then seeing these two giant corner pokes, and I mean, maybe with CGC it's A plus plus, but at least with PSA it would not be A plus plus.
You can
Maybe
find
A
issues
plus,
with
maybe
every
even
company.
A. Yeah.
You can. You can. I just think that the
So I
VGA.
actually don't think it's a big step for them to loosen up a little bit. I don't think it's that
I don't think
huge
it is
step.
either. Is that a hot take? Like, I don't think it's a
Yeah,
big step for them to loosen up.
I
I
don't
think
think
they
it is.
should ease up on the 95, the
Yes.
95 plus, and fuck, even the 100. I think they could be actually use it. How many people in
Yes.
chat have even seen a VGA 100? You never see them. Like on anything, ever. It's a theoretical grade. It's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
mean, okay, like okay, but even Beckett with Black Label on like a brand new printed cards, it happens. Even with the case fresh Switch stuff, you're not getting 100s. Like those still aren't being given out. They have to
I think that's
loosen
the
up.
way forward. I think if they want to use unified grading scale, they have to loosen up.
Never seen a 100. You've seen one on Soul Silver. Yeah, the Soul Silver 100. And there's like a Mario game on Game Boy that gets a 100. That goes in
No,
every now and
there are a
then.
ton of VHA hundreds of the hard gold and soul silver Pogi walk bundle thing. There are a ton of them.
There's how many?
There's a lot. There's like
Oh, a
four or
lot of
five
them.
of them. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, 5 of them. Yeah, ton of them.
It is a ton for games. Yes, absolutely, it's a ton. It is.
It's going to be so confusing for newcomers to learn that a VGA 9.4 is the same as a PSA 9.8. That's why both scales, I really truly believe, can't exist.
Yep.
We have no idea how it's going to average out yet. Like, for example, 9.8 box with a 9.0 seal. Does that equal 9.4 overall? Does that? Don't know. Don't know how that goes.
No.
What do I think your thoughts?
I
What'd you
mean,
say, Mike? Give me 1 second here.
yeah.
What the hell did you say? Those customers to the competition. Oh, it feels like the announcement is just another way of saying our business continues to deteriorate to the competition, so let's try and do something to change that. Your worry is they've already lost those customers to the competition, and now they're alienating their existing loyal fan base, so basically it just makes things. He quoted me. He just paraphrased me. Those aren't original thoughts, Mike. That's what I said.
Well, you're assuming there are no new entrants. Yes, in the past few years there haven't been, but maybe they're just preparing for it. Maybe there's something behind the curtain that's being worked on, and it's gonna make droves of people coming. You never know.
You disagree? It's confusing for a card newcomer to learn that the CGC 10 is not equal to the PSA 10. Why are we so stuck on the idea of complexity? It's not the issue, in your opinion. I'm stuck on the issue of complexity. You can answer in a second, Henry. Maybe you agree with me or don't, but the issue with complexity, I really appreciate that VGA is going to bring in a numerical seal grade thing, right? That is the number one issue that maybe not the number one issue, but a huge issue everyone had with the way WATA did it, the way CGC did it, the A++, the A+. It's stupid. It's a stupid scale. I think there's only 7 on it overall. It doesn't have enough granularity. It's a stupid scale.
Yeah.
What does A++ mean? I appreciate that VGA is going to bring in a numerical scale. That had to happen. I don't even remember my point now. Where was I going with this? The complexity issue. Complexity. Now your A++s and your 9.2s and your 9.6s, we have another scale introduced with the unified option. So it's not only that a VGA 9.4 or 9.6 is equivalent to a 9.6 or 9.8 somewhere else. It's also that, now a 9.4 seal grade is, well, apparently it's an A++ with CGC. And
You're never gonna let that go.
Yeah.
You're never gonna let that go.
Who knows what it's going to translate to other companies? And it's not even that it's like a huge hobby issue. Okay, right? People will learn, but I see it as an issue for what VGA is trying to do. I see it as a VGA issue, getting new customers issue. That's how I see it as an issue. Any thoughts, Henry?
I just had a text coming. Sorry.
Holy!
I
get
agree.
him live. I get
agree.
him
How about
live.
that? I agree.
This is what I have to put up with. They get the full.
Yeah.
Hard
I
disagree.
agree.
Yeah, no, we can't ignore the seal, Monty. You can't ignore the seal. You can't. That is, it goes away from the whole point of sealed collecting in that point. But go buy CIB, you don't want to worry about a seal. Like, I get what you're saying. People only care about the box, but like, okay, so you say that, Monty, right? You say that. You say people only care about the box. Let's imagine a world where WATA introduced their scale, their seal scale with numbers. Look at IGS, right? You have what, 9595, double mint IGS. You know what I mean? That is, that would, if they used numbers, it would have fucking mattered a lot more they did. Align! I appreciate you, dude.
I mean, the seal granularities, I mean, certainly is an issue. Like, yeah, maybe PSA and CGC comes up with a S seal. Great.
Fuck it. Everyone can change their scales
Might
at
as
this
well.
point, right? Screw it.
Might as well.
Screw
Yeah.
it.
The hobby's small enough that we'll only be pissed off, but if they ever get new entrants, then there's more division when you get high up there.
Just stop buying games and grab some Tesla stock. Thanks, Tim. Seals don't
Yeah,
matter because
thanks.
people only want good condition boxes anyway. It's sure until your seals literally looks like, when the seal condition is bad enough, it your eye appeal literally drops. The problem with the unified
No,
gray is that you need sorry, 1 second. Rick's in there.
yeah, go ahead.
The problem with the
Yeah, go
unified
ahead.
grade is that you need both a good box and a good seal in order to have a good VGA unified grade.
Yeah,
Why is that a
sure.
problem though?
It's not a problem.
That doesn't sound like a problem. Sounds like a good thing.
Not a problem.
The only
But
problem with this,
that's where the complexity comes in, though, right? Because with WATA, you could have a 9.8 B plus, and there's no way that it would be a VGA 9.8, right? That's where complexity comes in, where it's like, oh, VGA is just going to be a lot harder to get that 9.8.
and you already need two numbers now. You just get to actually shown the numbers. Like even if you're still on the 85 plus scale, like using the legacy scale, you're going to have them broken down, and it's going to be, okay, there's your 85 plus and your 85. So riddle me that, right? For future take in here, even on the legacy scale, if something is an 85 plus overall, but the two ratings are 85 plus box and 85 seal, are we going to start treating those better, worse than ones that don't have
That
subgrades?
that would align more with market standards, right? That
Some
would.
85 pluses. So, okay, legacy 85s, right? 85 plus legacy. We all know some of them can be a 9.4 box, a 9.8 box. Maybe you can even get a 9.0 box with an A plus plus seal. So if we have
Yeah.
85 plus legacy, are they just going to blindly put that through at 9.4, 9.4 on both? Does it have to be regraded again?
I feel like it has to be regraded
I feel like they
because
have to be.
they also said that they're not offering like
There's no
recasing, like you
discount.
have to
No
regrade. There's
discount.
no discount.
No discounts.
So they might as well just regrade the damn thing, right? They might as well.
Yeah, I think they already are the Beckett of video game grading, Jordan. We say
They
that all
are.
the time that they're the Beckett of video
Yeah.
game grading.
And they're trying not to be by doing this, but it is causing a lot of controversy because it sort of screws over everyone who had VJ before.
Kenneth admitted that Seals Row was graded on a curve in his mind to explain why they opted for a non-number scale, a lot less choices. Yeah, it's they obfuscated seal grades and chose not to have enough granularity. VGA can truly like correct ship on that in a sense by emphasizing the seal grade once again. 9.5 with the 9 sub will sell for less than one with 4.95 subgrades. And that's, I think, the world we're going to go to, right? What about a 90 box with an 85 seal? What about a 90 box with an 80 plus? Is that an 85 or an 80? We don't know yet how it's even going to average out on those.
They have to be looser of grading. That's the only way it was going to work, in my opinion.
For
If you're screwing over old school VJ collectors, might as well just go all the way. Then you'll really be market standards, and then people can actually achieve 9.8s, and it'll feel great. And then people will be like, hey, look, the case looks awesome too. That's how you get new people to agree with you. See, that's how tag is becoming popular now, right? Because people love the labels. even though the grading is like AI. It's not really AI. It's AI assisted, but people just love the label, so that's how they're gaining a foothold.
Yes, but
Yep.
Tag is also a unique offering. To be fair,
Is
Tag is
it? No,
using
it's
that
not.
AI.
It's not.
They're doing that's what they
It's
marketed.
AI
That is what they
assist.
built on the back of it. They
It's
built on
AI
the back of
assisted.
being
Yes.
AI impartial grading, right?
Okay.
So
It's
if
not
you wanna,
impartial because how did a Pikachu Illustrator become a Tag 10?
no, I know.
Yeah, it can't be unless if you're saying that PSA or CGC whatever they graded like a 9 when it should have been a 10. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
The new number
They clearly
scale.
loosened up too. They loosened up too,
I I agree. New number
and they
scale
made a
nine
new
four is the
scale. Oh,
goal.
sorry, they made a new scale too. Okay, Tag used to have 1,000 point scale. Now there's a 10 point scale. They did
They
the
still
same thing.
they hid the 1,000 point scale. It exists. They hid it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no one cares about it anymore. It's like the 10 is the standard now.
yeah,
So they've
yeah.
done the same thing. Every grading company has to follow a standard
You
if
get a
you
full
want
grading
market
report.
adoption.
Get a full
If
grading
you want
report with
market
Tag.
adoption.
So let's
Yep.
talk about what VGA could actually do to differentiate then. They can give the full
Yeah,
grading reports with every single thing. Imagine that.
they
Hey, do you
could.
want to know
Yeah.
how your game is actually graded? We give you subgrades, we give you a full grading report. You get the
Yeah.
deepest analysis possible with our grading.
That'd be good. That's a
Actual
good
things
start.
that, you know, do something. Not like, oh, hey, we're going to copy the competition, but it's actually worse and weird and you might not understand and the numbers aren't actually the. It, I don't know. It doesn't make yeah, of course Tag is inconsistent because it's not like Henry said, it's AI
It's
assisted.
not
It's
really
still
AI. It's
malleable. It's
AI
still
bullshit. Yeah.
yeah, it's not this immutable frickin' if VGA loosens up, you'll probably stop grading with them. Yes. And legacy customers, that's the biggest fear I have. Legacy customers might get screwed overall with everything if they decide to loosen up and truly push for new people to join. You
Yeah.
loosen it up a little bit, people are getting nicer grades. How about pre-grading on the certificate lookup, grader notes on the label, slipcover subgrades? There's a lot of QOL and stuff that can be there. They say there's going to be more information on the labels starting in January. More information. I assume it's going to be variant information. Might also be stuff to do with cracks, might have to do with fading, might have to do with, issues that I think you can agree should be on the label as is.
Can they print in the back of the label?
As of right now, there's nothing on the back of the labels. I don't know if they can or not. They should.
Maybe they should. Then you could really put a lot. Like kids, I think they probably have the smallest label out of all three companies, right? Looks
Yep.
pretty not a lot
I'm
of
guessing
space.
that's why they moved their serial number off to the side here so they can try and fit more
Sure.
lines of text on the front there.
Yeah.
If VGA loosens up, you might start grading with them.
I think a lot of people think that way. All right, you have the people who are ready to grade with them. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna grade. I think a lot more people would grade with them if they loosen up.
You got a grading report today. You'll be honest, it looks like it takes a lot of time to make. You don't think they would ever give it for free? It's very detailed. Sure, but let's say, right now we're sitting at a spot where VGA, PSA, CGC are all basically the same cost to grade. I think we can all agree VGA is behind on market share. Give out the grading report for 3 months, for 6 months. Try us out.
Yeah.
So get your grading report. See how we grade. Get the most transparent grading that exists in all of video game grading, right? It's at least something they can do to differentiate themselves in a positive fashion that may get people looking in their direction. And they're not CGC. They don't have those scandals. They're not PSA. They don't have those scandals. They could speak to the that person who doesn't like grading because it's a scam. I think they could
Yeah.
capture that audience.
Oh, honestly, VJ is basically Beckett, right? Because there are a lot of people who grade who don't want to grade with PSA, and now PSA bought
There
out
are.
everyone. So then now it's like, okay, CGC is the only option. But before it was like people are grading with Beckett, but now you can't grade with Beckett anymore. So then you got to grade with CGC for cards.
There's a lot of
But
people.
yes, there are
A lot of people
don't
who hate
want.
V or who hate PSA. A lot of people who
Yeah,
hate PSA. Try to
absolutely.
capture those people rather than like appeasing to those people.
And I think you could probably capture those people by making it easier to obtain better grades.
If you go after, like, if you try to get the I hate PSA, it's a scam people, they might be fine with, like, look at tag people who are like, oh, the tag 10 is truly the best because
But
it's
it's
whatever,
not. It's not. It's
So
not.
even if people are getting like a 9.4 on their VGA games, they'll be like, oh, well, this is the best possible grade. I don't know. I think there's a mental that they might just take it if you market it properly to them.
Okay. I don't know. They might as well just go all the way.
I know Jordan Black. It would wreck. It would wreck the value. You bought a VGA 100 2 years ago. If in 5 years from now the VGA 10 is the equivalent and much easier, the value of 100s would plummet. The value of 95s, 95 pluses, every legacy customer would get screwed. But guess what? Like Henry said, with CGC trading cards decided to swap the 95s into 10s, every legacy customer who is buying perfect 10s don't even exist anymore. You can't even do it anymore. They are not sold at a premium. They are oh my gosh. It sucks. It's a slap in the face to legacy customers. It absolutely is.
What's happened to WATA, PSA, CGC
Look at WATA PSA. Yep.
Right. The gradings, grading Tigger going for 7K. What is that now? $200 maybe?
Now that they give out 10s.
Yeah. It's worth nothing.
PSA gave more 10s. CGC gives more 10s. VGA, I'm just saying, they could start giving out more 100s.
Yep.
You're 100% certain they will not loosen up or change their grading?
Okay.
I hope so, Flux. I hope so. I hope so. Let's face it, the video game market needs loose grading than any other collectibles market. Do we?
You know what? If they loosen up, you might as well just go back to old one. Like, what's the point in changing? What's the point in rocking a vote? You might as well just cater to your same audience.
If what? Sorry.
If they're not going to loosen up on grading and the best you could get is a 9.4, you might as well just go back to 190s, all that stuff. It just looks better. 90 looks better. The market knows, 90 is great. But what's a unified 9.4, right? What's a unified 9.6? I might as well just go back. If they're thinking about doing this unified grading, they have to loosen up. It has to go hand in hand. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
That's how I view it as well. I mean, I think we'll end it there. That's if I was a big legacy VGA customer, and I know I hate to say it, it's just like I'd be a bit scared as to what VGA might do as they are finally showing signs of life, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. That they're
Can we give them some credit that they're actually trying stuff now? Like, we always expected this stodgy old turtle named VJ. They're just gonna grade their games for X amount of people. Well, look at them. Now they're trying something different. Yes, it's gonna rock the boat. Yes, if they go through it, older VJ holders are gonna get devalued. But it might be better for a long term. Maybe VJ becomes number 2. Maybe they become number 1. You never know. And then that will help.
I'm not gonna put my money on it.
I wouldn't, but doing this will give you the optionality of getting there. Otherwise, it's just going to be niche, and it always will be niche.
I don't want to lose VGA Custom. No matter what happens, I don't want to lose VGA Custom. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, of course not, yeah.
Like, if VGA exits the market, I don't want to lose Custom. That would be the biggest blow ever.
I feel like whoever, would... Let's say that they're doing this for a buyout, right? Whoever buys VJ would have to keep that custom option open, right? They have to, because that's just literally 100% market share. You can't do it with anyone else.
Unless that market share literally doesn't matter.
Then why buy VJ to begin with?
No one did!
Well, no, but no. They didn't piece out all the companies. It was just CGA in total. Right, so CGA had action figures, I think they had distribution and all that stuff. Like, there was a lot of pieces to it. It wasn't just VGA and just AFA. It was the whole parent company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe they're just trying to spin it off and then sell it off. They could do that.
Let us know all your thoughts. That'll do it for the live one here. There'll probably be more live videos like this, just talking about impromptu things like this, but we'll get different software because doing it on Zoom simply ain't it. Like let's be honest, right? This ain't it on Zoom. So
Yeah.
we'll get something else to do it in the future. But yeah, there'll probably be more live ones just because like you guys might as well share opinions as well. There's no reason not. Especially with big hobby news like this. But thank you guys. Hit the like button, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you guys again. How's the guy end this?
Oh my god. We're gonna stay on screen forever. You're like, oh. Just shut down the computer, guys. Just shut down the computer.
I had to end it in